What's the deal? What's the deal? Politikan The Podcast. We back again, man. So it's been a nice little layoff. Had to come back though. Right back like I never left, man. So we got the Politikan Forum jumping. If you ain't been on there, man, going up. Every day we got daily articles, daily album reviews, music, a little bit of everything, man. Nigga been on hiatus. I'm back again, man. Had some technical difficulties, but we in this shit. So I got the homie. Finna bring him in, man. He gonna introduce himself. We finna get the convo popping.
Hello, hey, I am DeeDee
Yeah,
Sweets.
Brody.
Oh, was I supposed to start now?
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey everyone. Ooh, echoing. God, that's annoying. Sorry, I just got this mic the other day, so I'm getting used to using a mic and everything. Like I said, like several times already, I am DeeDee Sweets, podcaster, writer, photographer, nice with it, but not nice enough to charge. And a bunch of other stuff that I'll probably get into later if I remember. But yeah, that's pretty much all I got to say about me.
As far as writer, what kind of writing do you like to do?
It really depends on how I feel. Could be like sappy romantic shit or comedy. It really depends on what I'm feeling at the moment. But I have this big problem called writer's block that I would love to get out of my system. I got too much shit to finish writing. You figure all this quarantine time I'd be able to get to it. Nope.
Well, writing, man, you have to be in a certain mind frame, man, and if you can't return to that same mind frame that you were when you were previously writing, then it's hard to pick back up and keep going. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely know about writer's block, man. I'm trying to get back to writing daily myself because it's hard juggling life and keeping the content coming and then putting the pen to the pad also, man, is just like could be strenuous at times.
I guess. Well, sorry, you first, bro.
Your podcast. What are your podcasts about?
Pretty much anything and everything. Movies, technology, video games. Uh, just all kinds of shit. Really depends. Yeah.
So what made you want to do a podcast? You just said, you know what, I'm gonna just start one.
Boredom. I had one that I was doing before for like 3 years or so. I was inspired to get into it by a good friend of mine who does the Just Say Words podcast. Started doing that and called it quits plenty of times, but I kept coming back to it. But that show was gone, and I have this new one, Hey DeeDee Sweets. Yeah, it'll be at 13 episodes tomorrow. So I want to say I'm a veteran, but kind of not. I don't know, maybe.
So what type of topics? You said movies, or do you do like movie reviews, or you do current events? You just cover whatever on your mind at the time?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, it's hard not to, talk about everything that's been going on this past week. So I've definitely been, I talked about that a lot in my last episode, along with movie stuff, like whatever anime I was watching, and just all kinds of random shit.
So you are on all major platforms.
Not at the moment. Just Well, I guess just the ones that matter. Anchor, Spotify, iHeartRadio for some reason, and Apple.
For sure. So all this week, man, it's been all type of crazy stuff. But the NBA is returning, man. 22 teams, and then it's going to be a 16-team playoff. There is not going to be no Eastern or Western Conference. So it could be a Los Angeles Clippers versus a Los Angeles Lakers championship. What are your thoughts on that?
They could have just left us on 2K till the fall. I know folks want to get back into business as soon as possible for like the economy or whatever, but are people purposely forgetting that we're still in the middle of a fucking pandemic and maybe opening up is not such a good idea? I know the WWE is doing that with no crowd, but that still puts the workers in danger and everything. I just, other than greed and no, that's pretty much it, right? Yeah, greed.
So they're planning on, I think it's Disney World. They're gonna play at the sports complex in Disney World, and all the teams are gonna stay on a Disney World spot. So it's gonna be like Disney World is the bubble, and you can't leave the bubble while you're playing out the rest of the season. I mean, I don't know how that's gonna go with no fans, man, but I'm excited to see it, man. Bring something back. We need some type of distraction and positivity coming, because we look up and it's all type of stuff going on, and it can get depressing. It can get you down, man. If you don't have nothing to turn to, so the people need something.
That is true, which is why I don't speak on it that much. I mean, I have things that I do that keep me happy. Yeah. I like destroying random people online in Call of Duty, but that's not everybody's cup of tea. So, I mean, if you're excited for the NBA, that's cool. I haven't been excited for the NBA since way after Vince Carter won a dunk contest. Like, I haven't been watching since.
Why? What is it about the NBA that makes you not tune in no more?
I guess there was just that time where you would just hear about what was going on off the court instead of on, and a lot of my favorite players are out. I used to be a Mavericks fan for some reason. Don't y'all judge me.
Hey, they beat LeBron, man, in his prime.
I mean, anybody can beat LeBron. I just got bored, man. Like, same thing with baseball and football. I just don't really fuck with it like I used to. I mean, I barely watch the Olympics, and I love the Olympics.
Football, after they did Kaepernick wrong, man,
yeah.
it just lost all this momentum to me. You know what I'm saying? It was like more of a headache than something you can enjoy. The playoffs, I mean, we always tune in and tap in. The Super Bowl, we gonna watch, but we're not really supporting like that. But as far as the regular season in football, we used to be engulfed in every little transaction, and now most people are just like, it's whatever. I don't really care.
Yeah, it didn't really help that not just the Kaepernick stuff, that my team felt the need to go share a stadium with the Rams, so that really took me out of it.
Who's your team?
It was the Chargers. They had to go to LA.
They're in Anaheim now, ain't they?
It don't matter. They dead to me. God damn it.
I think that stadium opens up this season, so I heard it's nice, man. I'm gonna have to go down there and check it out. Mm-hmm. Are you from this area? Where are you from?
Born and raised in San Diego. I just don't act like it.
Oh, okay. So the NBA, man, it doesn't excite you at all, man. It's just
man. I mean, who am I kidding? Depending on who's going to the playoffs in this little 16-team thing, I might watch a little bit because I'm always curious, but I just can't get excited for anything, especially with everything going on outside. I'd rather they just wait till later on in the fall when restrictions are kind of lifted a little bit and it's kind of safer to let people come back in. But I'm not running the show, so I can't really complain about that. a lot.
So as far as the NFL, man, so they came out and issued a statement saying that they were wrong for blocking players from silently protesting, and that they issued a formal apology. So after all this Kaepernick fiasco and all this with kneeling during the national anthem, now they come out and issue a formal apology. I think it was 12 football players, including Patrick Mahomes, that put out a video that said, "Hey, NFL, we want you to do this, this, and that," basically forcing the NFL to come out and say that they were wrong. Have you heard any of this?
I've seen the little bullshit tweets they put out. I'm not buying it. I will believe them when Kaepernick is on his third year back in an NFL, and maybe then I'll believe it just a little bit. But they got a lot of work to do to try and convince folks that they're not racist pieces of shit who rent black bodies every season.
Yeah, that's real though, because they really fucked up bad, man. You see Drew Brees, man? You see Drew Brees' comments on not how you need to stand up for the flag and his grandfathers fought for this country, and that you need to respect the flag at all costs. And it's disgusting to disrespect the flag like this. How you feel about his comments?
I mean, has anyone dragged him enough? I mean, what can I say other than the obvious? Go hug a speeding truck.
For real, man.
It's bullshit. Like it's fucking bullshit. Like I cannot buy that apology. I can't buy any of this shit. Any kind of statement coming from any non-black NFL player doesn't mean shit to me. I don't believe a single word from any of those motherfuckers. So, they can keep their little apology.
It's like, why did he even issue that statement in the first place? Where were you at? Who were you talking to? And what was the reason why you were making that statement?
Yeah.
Like, what is the context behind the statement? Because it confuses me why you would just put that out in the airways. Like,
I'm not trying to fuck up
knowing the temperament of the world. Why would you just put that out in the airways? Like, that's crazy to me.
Does he still play for New Orleans?
I guess so. And they ain't did nothing yet, but
yeah.
If I was a player on that team, I would be like, I'm not playing with that guy no more. I would demand that he would be removed from the team, Hall of Famer or not. At this point, man,
they're not going to do that.
Things that's bigger than football, man. And it's not like I can't go out there and give it my all and fulfill my contractual duties as long as I know that I'm doing it, defending this guy. You know what I'm saying? Camaraderie and morale is everything when it comes to a team sport like football. And with him being the quarterback and the leader of the team, I don't see how that's going to fit.
True. How many black owners do we have in the NFL, if any?
None.
How many black coaches do we have?
Well, we got quite a few black coaches, head coaches. I believe 3, 4.
Jesus. Who's the current coach for the Saints?
What's his name? Sean Payton.
Yeah, I don't know who he is.
He's been that coach for like the last 10 years. He's been there for a while.
Oh, well, yeah. Point being, he ain't going nowhere. Dree Bree still has a job. They're not going to get rid of him, even if he's out there spewing all this bullshit. They're not going to get rid of him. I mean,
but as far as the teammate, how would you go about it if you had to go out there and play in the trenches with this dude every day?
It would be the same as what I had to do when I was in the Navy, dealing with all these racist, homophobic ass pieces of shit I had to serve with for a few years. It's all business when I'm on the clock. As soon as I clock out, I don't want to hear from you. I don't want to see you. Like, get the fuck on. So if they just want to do that, Just get your money, catches passes or whatever. Just fuck them. You know, maybe let them get tackled on purpose. Oh wait, that's just something I would do.
But isn't it like hard to separate? Like, how do you just mentally just clock out the moment that, you know what I'm saying, you separate from that world? Wouldn't that be like a challenge?
It really depends on the person. Everyone has their own way of dealing with shit. I can turn this on and off because I've dealt with that shit a majority of my life. So it's easy to put on a non-threatening smile, do what I got to do, and just leave all these motherfuckers behind when the job is done. But that's just me. I mean, do I like doing that shit? No. I would love to tell each and every one of these motherfuckers to eat a dick, but I can't do that because that's unprofessional. But that's just, I mean, whatever they got to do to like survive, to just get through the day, I hope they do that shit. If Drew tries to talk to him, mush him out of the way, man. They already know where he's. They already know where he stands. Bullshit apology or not, like, just get your money, man.
As far as like the white players, now if you go and be cool with Drew, now we automatically got to cancel you out too. Now the white players, you can't even go sit with your homie. If you go sit with your homie, you one of them. You know what I'm saying? You with the ops, you with the ops. You know what I'm saying? And that's how we are as a people, man. So as far as his white teammates also, it's like, I don't see how they're going to be able to deal with him also. So I just see it as an ugly situation. You have a Hall of Fame career. Why put yourself through it at this time, at this point? With all the millions that you made, you got a Super Bowl, you got an MVP, you're going to the Hall of Fame. Just at this point, man, cut your losses, man. Save them some millions and let them move on, because
just retire now.
You kind of ruined yourself. You were the top jersey seller of the team for multiple years. All that revenue, everything that you've done to build your name has been destroyed. So at least you might want to keep your football numbers intact and just move on with your life. Yeah. That's how I feel on it, man.
No, I feel you on that there.
So have you been out to any of these protests?
Nah, but dude, I'm out here in Chicago. It is fucking wild for what I've been hearing. I haven't left my damn house for reasons, because it's not just cops I got to worry about. I got to worry about the fucking Proud Boys out here and other folks on their anti-black bullshit. I just haven't left the house, man, unless I need to go grab like essential shit.
But, damn, that's crazy, man.
Yeah, I mean, I got
in California, they've been rioting and looting, and
yeah,
in Fontana, which is like in the middle of like San Bernardino, like LA.
Oh hell!
So it's been all hell for like the last week and a half everywhere. But there's been positive protests and there's been riots, and they're separate, but they're trying to sell them as if they're connected. The positive protest happens at complete locations where you have 500 police officers enclosing people in and trying to take them to jail for curfew. While on the other end of town, you have the riots going on and you have no police out there stopping anything. So you got 500 police at the peaceful protest, and you got no police at the riots.
Yeah, it's just wild, man. Damn, what was going on out here? They didn't pull that bullshit today, but Chicago's been in a curfew for like the last few days or so. And like the first two times, they would send everybody a text message like, "Yo, the curfew's happening."
Yeah,
like 10 minutes before. Like they were sending I got it 10 minutes before once, and then like the second time I got it like 10 minutes after the curfew went into effect. They've been like shutting down the bus services. They're not letting anybody in like near downtown Chicago and everything, which sucks because not everybody has money for ride shares. You know, like how motherfuckers getting to work. Just I don't think politicians really think this through. Like you're hurting a bunch of marginalized folks trying to, just trying to live their fucking life amongst all this madness and shit. Do they even think that? Am I making sense? I hope I'm making sense.
You're making perfect sense. They don't really think the whole way through because they've never been down here. They've never been in our position. They live a complete different life. They've always lived a complete different life. So they don't, the things that actually affect us, they've never been through. So it doesn't even register with them. Mm-hmm. They don't even consider it an option until it happens. And then they be like, oh, well, here's some stimulus money.
Man. I would talk shit about that, but who am I kidding? Just like everybody else, we're waiting to find out if they're going to pass that, was it the second or third stimulus bill or whatever it is?
Second one.
Yeah, second. Like, yeah, I'm waiting for them to pass that shit. Motherfucker need money. But, yeah, I mean, that's just as annoying as these politicians who've been out here, marching for like 5 seconds for a photo op and then giving the order for cops and National Guard to fuck people up, or, or just politicians who are just oblivious to the fucking Geneva Convention like laws that they are like the cops are violating out here. Just it's fucking wild, man. But
really, they knocking down old men and they doing all type of shit, man. These niggas is wild right now. They don't give a fuck.
Exactly. 2020. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, bro.
They shooting out here. They pulling up and shooting people with rubber bullets out the window, like drive-bys.
Bullshit.
On teenagers, across the teenagers standing by after curfew, and pulling up and shooting at the crowd with rubber bullets to disperse the crowd. This is what they're doing.
But yet the protesters are the unruly, violent ones.
Mm-hmm.
It's 2020, and that famous song from NWA still rings true.
That's crazy, man. Like, where is this all headed, man? What's the end result? Where do you think this is going?
I think the last time this shit happened, we got the civil rights bill passed, but who knows where the fuck this is gonna go? Because we've been voicing our outrage ever since we saw Rodney King get beat down on tape, and those fools still got away with it. It's. I think I'm at the point where I know that they really don't give a fuck about what we got to say, and they're just going to continue to do that shit. So we really need to get all of them out the paint, like the system, everything. All that shit has got to go, and we got to start fresh, or else this bullshit is going to continue. And I'm talking about all you fake allies out there, motherfuckers out here taking pictures and shit, fronting for the gram. Y'all got to go, all y'all.
Did you see that video where they were looting the surfboard? It was a surfboard shop. It was $3,000 a handmade custom surfboard, and they went in there and stole every last single surfboard. And it's a lot of white folks that's out there. That's not out there for us. They're out there to come up, man.
Now I know some of us surf. But I'm not taking any fucking surfboards or none of that shit. Like, who the fuck is trying? What black person out here in 2020 is trying to loot a Hot Topic?
None. Zero.
Exactly. Oh, the revolution's kicking off. Let's go fucking loot Journeys. Like, come on now.
It's crazy because they always said the revolution will not be televised. It won't. It will be streamed.
Yeah, it depends on what phone you're using. I don't know if the rumors was true about what Apple was trying to do and shit, cutting off camera feeds or whatever. I don't know. Was this in New York or something? It was one major city, but like all of their camera equipment, like all their cameras just shut off, like all of a sudden, like simultaneously.
That's like some Terminator Skynet shit.
Yeah.
Like, that's crazy.
Yeah, man. I mean,
A lot of people don't know about that Skynet shit, but I had nightmares about that shit. Like, damn, that's
yeah. Google is a little too powerful, but yet I use a lot of their shit. I mean, what I'm using the Chrome,
mm-hmm.
like I use an Android phone.
Yeah, I got Google Pixel. I got a Chromebook. I don't use Apple. I use Google everything. So yes, I know exactly what you're talking about.
I tend to use everything. Like my room is pretty much an example of like the best of both worlds. I got fucking Xbox here. I got my Nintendo Switch. I got my fucking Android phone. I got an iPad. And this just turned into a tech podcast all of a sudden. Sorry about that. No, but it's
So,
it's wild. But I'm sorry, bro. Go ahead.
so will you be joining the protest? Will you be going out there and
Hell no! I'm afraid to get my. I am terrified, man. No, I want to be out there. That's the thing. I really want to, but at the same time, I'm terrified of just like getting arrested for no goddamn reason. We still got protesters out here who haven't been released yet because of this curfew bullshit. I'm just afraid of getting caught up, in something that I cannot control. I mean,
so what they're doing is they're surrounding the protest with hundreds of cops. They're forcing you to stay within the radius, and then as soon as the curfew hits, they're arresting everybody.
exactly. You hear about that bullshit that happened in New York the other day? Like all those folks on the Brooklyn Bridge?
Now, what happened? What happened?
Yeah. They had a bunch of people on the Brooklyn Bridge, man, just there for hours, I believe. If anyone is like watching this and I got the story wrong, please let me know because I tend to not always have all the facts and I don't want to be out here saying some shit that never happened. But thank God for Twitter because you find out about all kinds of fucking injustices and shit out there, especially with what the protesters have been going through. And just like the sheer amount of brutal force the police has just been hitting protesters with. It's fucking sad. And like I said, I want to be out there, but I don't want my ass beat. So think of me. You can say whatever you want about me. Just spell the name right. I'm sure my name is on there somewhere. Don't misspell anything. Call me a coward. Call me whatever the fuck you want. Like I'm just trying to live through all this shit, man. But I'm still fighting. I fight in my own way. We all fight in our own way, man. There's no wrong way to, take this shit on head on. Take the shit head on. If that makes any sense. My apologies. Like I'm trying to get the.
So after all of this shit going on, we forget that we still got presidential election at the end of this damn year. It's kind of hard.
Oh man,
kind of hard to think about, but we still have to vote. We still have to vote for president, and we got Trump and we got Biden, and that's another problem within itself. And it's just like, man, man, I don't even know what to say right now.
Well, I would love to say, I told you so, but I think black folks have been saying that since we got the fucking results like 4 years ago. Look, we're once again voting for like the lesser of two evils, which fucking sucks. We had plenty of chances to put in. Actually, I don't even know if I could say that with any kind of confidence. If we had presidential candidates who could have made some kind of change, because I believed that like maybe 12 years ago when Obama was in, but then I had to remind myself there's like a shitload of people underneath him who didn't want to pass a single thing he was trying to pass. Just it's kind of it's kind of hard to get excited about November. I'm gonna vote for Biden just like I voted for Clinton 4 years ago, not because I like them, but because they're the lesser of two fucking evils. and they're probably not going to do anything for black folks anyway. Mr. Shoot him in the knee instead. Just have fun, y'all. Shit. But for God's sake, don't fucking vote right in Harambe like y'all did like 4 years ago. Don't do that bullshit. Either vote or don't show up. Or don't even send in that fucking mail-in ballot.
So Trump actually, about the mail-in ballots, he tweeted that the mail-in ballots were 100% fraudulent, and Twitter fact-checked them. So then he wrote an executive order so that Twitter couldn't fact-check them anymore. Like he was getting impeached for abuse of power, and then he just abuses power. It's kind of like, it's crazy. Like, and he's gonna be able to keep doing it. Like, I don't see anybody that's gonna stop him. The only one that can stop him is Joe Biden. And that's fucked up in itself. Like, damn. Like,
well, that or if Putin comes to his senses, but you didn't hear that from me.
What senses? At this point, his head is bigger than ever, man. After he beat impeachment, man, this nigga chest swelled up so his head is ginormous, man. And that impeachment, his approval rating went up after that. Do you see how they cheering for this man when he comes out to give his speeches? They're giving him standing ovations. Like they're really loving this guy, man. It's gonna be real hard for Joe Biden to come through and actually beat him in the electoral college system. Because all middle America, all those red states, they're not voting blue, man. Especially with all this racial tension and all this shit going on. I don't know how he's gonna get any of those states to vote blue.
I don't have the answers, man. I don't know how November is going to turn out. It's going to be interesting, and it's going to be just as frustrating as it was 4 years ago, no matter who wins, because neither one of those motherfuckers are for us in any way, shape, or form. And if you believe that, more power to you, whatever helps you sleep at night.
I watch a Joe Biden interview on Breakfast Club. And this nigga said, if you don't vote for me, then you ain't black. And I quote, he said, you ain't. A presidential candidate said, you ain't black if you don't vote for him. That shit, like, turned me off so bad. It was like, man, every time you want to give somebody a chance, they show you exactly who the fuck they are, man.
So you weren't turned off by the fact that you were watching The Breakfast Club?
I don't really watch The Breakfast Club at all. But every now and then they do have some interesting people that you want to tap into. And I don't think that Joe Biden is going to go to any other radio station, especially any black radio station. So this was our one interview. Let's see what he's talking about.
No, that should be a red flag right there. If any candidate goes on The Breakfast Club, they're not going to win. Clinton did the same thing, pandering and everything. I got hot sauce in my bag right now. What the fuck happened in November? Oh, wait, misogyny, that's what happened. But but yeah, it's I don't fucking know anymore, man. I like I said, November is going to be pretty fucking interesting. I will either be drunk, high, or both.
Another thing he said that he was going to pick a black female as his vice president.
What the fuck is that going to do? They're not going to listen to her.
He's going to give us our first female vice president.
That they will not listen to.
It's going to be the first female vice president, and it's going to be the first black vice president.
Yeah.
This is what he's feeding us. At least it's a consolation, but at least Trump will be out. We'll get a woman in the highest position ever. And it'll be a black woman.
McCain played that card too. We saw what happened.
Yeah, but McCain was not gonna win, man.
No, that's true. Nobody was trying to vote for Sarah Palin anyway.
Mitt Romney, he probably was like the best Republican candidate probably in the last 20 years.
Instead, he's just a male version of Madonna. One of them black kids.
Mitt Romney actually in the impeachment, he was the only Republican that came out and voted with the Democrats for the articles of impeachment. So I give him that, man. He actually is the only Republican that stood up and said, "I'm not going with the establishment. Impeach this motherfucker." He probably committed suicide as far as his career, but he's the only one that had the balls to do it, man. So I gotta respect him for that.
Yeah, I'm not trying to give him too much praise.
2020, this year is gonna be a shit show. But then we got another. Even if Biden wins, man, we got 4 years with Biden. The fuck is that gonna look like? Is it gonna look any different than what it's looking now?
Probably not. It depends on who's in the Senate and Congress during that time.
Stay the same. Congress, I don't think there's enough seats open. So the Republicans, as far as the access of powers, is going to stay the same. Just with Biden and president. So I don't really see anything being different besides a nigga not on Twitter talking shit every day.
No, he gonna talk more shit. Probably.
If Biden actually wins, man, he gonna be the most cocky motherfucker. I think he's gonna be more cocky than Trump is if he actually beat.
Yeah, it'll last 2 months because things will go back to normal after inauguration, and then he'll figure out that he can't really do shit. Just like he couldn't do anything when Obama was there for 8 fucking years.
Mm-hmm. He just went out and went to all the places Obama couldn't make it to. That's that nigga whole career as a vice president is going to the spots Obama wasn't gonna go. That shit sucks.
Why the fuck did he run?
I don't know. Obama advised him not to run too, but here he is. I thought Bernie was actually gonna get the nomination.
No, he wasn't. No, he isn't. I didn't have the heart to tell any of my friends that he wasn't gonna make it, just like he did 4 years ago. Like
all that stuff he was talking, man, he had no plan of execution.
Yeah.
That's why he lost.
And he sure as fuck wasn't gonna do any of that for us.
No, he definitely wasn't. He was doing it for America, which is about 70% them.
But like I said, it's just I don't have those conversations with my friends because there's still a lot of motherfuckers who fuck with Jeffree Star, and like we've been telling y'all that he ain't it. But that's okay. Keep wearing them birdie shirts though. Keep buying them Jeffree Star cosmetic boxes. It's cool. It looks great on you.
I think that Bernie was coming out to unify the party and endorsing Joe Biden. I'm not 100% sure on that, but I think that that's more the direction that the Democrats were trying to unify the party so that they could beat this nigga Trump, man.
Yeah, good luck. It worked so well in 2016.
Man, they out here thirsty, man. They just trying anything, man. They didn't try an impeachment. They didn't try. They had a recording there. This man talking about you take them furniture shopping and then you grab them by the pussy. He literally said, "Yep, I took her and I bought her an armoire and I had them installed it. And then I said, you like the way that armoire looked? And I grabbed her right by the pussy." That shit was crazy. That shit was a crazy ass conversation. I don't know who was recording that. That's some bitch ass shit for you to be recording that. Like, nigga, I had to faint you. You low key recording me like that. That was some real shit. He told you straight up what he do. You know what I'm saying? He take them furniture shopping and he grab them by the pussy.
And 50, what was the percentage? 52 or 54? I forget.
I don't know right now.
It was 50-something percent that thought, hey, he'd make a fantastic president.
Hey, well, here he is. He making money for the country, man. So
no, he ain't. He's making money for himself.
As far as revenue, as far as the deficit, if you judge it just off of fiscal years, he's doing a pretty good job fiscally. But everywhere else, he's dropping the ball. He's a businessman now. He was gonna make money, and he had relationships with people where he was gonna be able to make some deals and make some money. But why in this new generation everything is based off money? You know what I'm saying? Respect your power. Everything is based off how much money you got, and that's why the future is fucked. Because anybody can get money and get power and get respect and be the voice of the people because they got some green dollars that is backed by nothing. So literally is really non-existent.
Yeah. But it's all good though, because Jay-Z said we don't have to kneel anymore.
Oh, the same dude that's working with the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
Man, Jay-Z, he dropped the ball on that one, man. We still haven't really understood what that whole deal is. Like, what are you actually doing with him? We just had a Super Bowl. So did you put the Super Bowl together? That's what you did? Like, I don't know exactly what that guy's doing with the NFL, man.
Or what that little talent show together for him that one season.
Are they sharing some revenue with you? How much are they paying you for this?
Who knows, man? Who knows? I'll acknowledge Beyonce in that relationship.
Yeah, I feel it.
Jesus.
So, man, we finna get up out of here, though, man. It's been a nice little show. When do you do your podcast? You just do it sparingly, or you just?
Oh no.
You on the schedule?
Every Sunday. It's usually out on Anchor first because that shit is free, and they put my stuff everywhere. So, yeah. So yeah, it comes out on Anchor first at midnight on Sundays, and then it should be on other platforms shortly after. It really depends. I don't know how Spotify and Apple work, but yeah, it's on there every Sunday unless I get bored one day and just don't feel like recording. But yeah, it's every Sunday. Yep, every Sunday.
For sure. Well, we back at it, man. I ain't really got no schedule. I'm gonna just be here live, popping them out whenever I can get somebody on to come through and politic, man. Politikan Forum. We got daily articles, music reviews, podcast content. Check us out at thepolitikanforum.com, politikanbroadcastingnetworks.com. Centralized, we got all our content from Spotify to Apple. That's our one-stop shop, man. You go there, check out everything. Anything else before you want to get up out of here?
Nah. Nah, I appreciate you having me on, man.
Sure, man. Keep doing your shit, man.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Man, I appreciate it.
We all got a voice, man, and the best thing we could do is share it, man.
Yeah, I appreciate that. I always feel weird guessing on other folks' podcasts because first thing I always ask myself is like, why me? I ain't nobody. I'm just like this goofy kid from San Diego who talks about anime a lot and other shit. But thanks. Thanks for having my goofy ass on, man. I appreciate it.
For sure. Hey, I don't know what y'all gonna do, but I'm gonna get to it. Politikan The Podcast, man. We out of here.